Wisconsin. Tim, you got the first word today. How you doing?
What time does this titillating thing happen at?
Don't know. I'm going to keep that a secret because, frankly, we haven't decided yet.
Well, it sounds very enthusing. But hey, Les, I got to ask you, the Bucks play the Bulls next, right?
Thursday night.
Okay, so who do you think is going to win?
On paper, the Bucks should be. Well, last year, the Bucks beat them 4 out of 4. This year, and we found out that they suffered an injury the other day. Chris Middleton, he's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks, probably about a month. And that's
why I kind of asked you. So
that's not a good player to lose, but they still have a lot of talent. I don't know that the Bulls have anybody that could match up with Giannis. Let's be honest. Obviously, they don't, but they're playing better right now. And they jumped up ahead of the Bucks a couple of times last year, but Milwaukee always would get hot and they would end up winning it. So, they will play the game on Thursday night up there. And as usual, there'll be a few visiting fans make the trek up I-94, probably have dinner at the Brat stop and keep going up there for the game. And then, whatever happens, happens.
I told you, I love your producers. Whatever you call them, when you're screeners, I hate calling them just a screener because they got a more important job than just
They're
say, hey,
producers.
you're a screener.
I call them producers.
I hate that it's almost like being condescending to somebody.
It
and I don't
really
like
is.
that.
A screener is what they are. I mean, that's another job description. But I like to also refer to them as producers, which means they're very important to the show.
Because without them, the show don't fly. I mean, really.
It's impossible without them.
I mean, so I just want to give the props because you have some of the best in this state, in this country.
We happen to have a lot of good. We have good depth here, and we got some really good folks here.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, now how do you see? I mean, if Giannis's brother, I'm just thinking if Giannis's brother is 3/4 of what he is.
He won't be the reason. He won't be the reason that the Bucks win the game. Let's face it. They have a lot of talent, and not having Middleton for a game is going to hurt them. But do the Bulls have anybody that can match up with Giannis? Obviously, they don't. Very few players in the NBA can match up with him. The key is, can the Bucks use the little more depth that they have right now? I mean, this is a team that's picked along with Philadelphia to compete with one another to win the Eastern Conference title. Last year, they got to the Eastern Finals, and unfortunately for them, they lost to Toronto, but we will see what we will see.
Yeah, but when you say that, it's kind of like, hey, ask James Harden how Giannis is, because he'll say, wow, he's an animal. But anyways, here's another thing. I got to ask you about the Packers and the Bears coming up.
That's not till December 15th. They're not coming up. That game's not, it's a ways off.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's like the Bears have like hopes, dreams and hopes of tinsel on their Christmas tree, but it's not going to happen.
We don't know what's going to happen with them until I got to see who else they could play other than Detroit without Matthew Stafford. They're going to play a game out in L.A., and we know that the Rams are scuffling right now as well. They don't look anything like the team that won the NFC title last year. So the Rams are hosting the Bears. There will be a lot of Chicago fans out there. Of course, none of them will be out there between the chalk lines. The players are going to have to do the job. Mitchell Trubisky is going to have a good game, and they're going to have to run the ball a little bit with Montgomery, and we never know if a guy like Matt Nagy is going to go to the running game much or not.
Okay, here's one of my last things then. We had that game last night with the San Francisco 49ers, right, with Seattle, correct?
That was a great game.
Les, that was probably one of the better games this year in football.
It was the best game, in my opinion, in the league, period. It was a great game.
Because I'm just saying, I saw pretty much everything, and we saw that San Francisco is phony.
They're not phony. No. Tim, they're not phony. They're good. I mean, if they were if they were that phony, Seattle would have wiped them out. They didn't wipe them out. That thing went into overtime.
That's fine, but here's my argument with you now. Now, then you can have a conversation about this. I want to say that Seattle had a chance to have 3 or 4 or 5, 6 turnovers. I don't know how many it was, but they just didn't do the job.
Tim, who won the game?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Who won the game last night, Tim?
Yeah, but that's the cheesy way out.
Answer my question. Who won the game?
Okay, then Seattle did. All right,
and they
you
were
got me.
and they were on the road playing in San Francisco, and they were playing an undefeated at the time Niners team, correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Tim, have a good morning. 312-644-6767.